What's going on, guys? I'm going to talk a little bit about tech in this video. There's a lot of tech items that I love that I have purchased when I was cleaning up my house and trying to be more minimalist. I also created a separate category where I was talking about the technology that I use. There's a piece of technology though that I bought that will be going straight into the trash can because it caused $700 of damage to my MacBook Pro. And unfortunately, it was something I was really excited about. So here we go. Alright, so as you see here, I have this little guy here. That is a Ten-1-Design clip that's supposed to clip your phone or your iPad to your MacBook monitor or your phone to your MacBook, all sorts of things like that. It actually comes with several different sized pads that come off that are meant to fit the correct size and what you're trying to connect together. But unfortunately for me, this device actually worked for me a couple of times really well. I had my 12.9 iPad connected to my MacBook Pro, so it was using it like a second monitor, and it was being held by the Ten-1-Design clip. And unfortunately for me, it worked a couple times, so I felt like it was going to be something that I could use frequently, as something that would keep working for me. Since the time when I had it, I used to use it in my office when I didn't feel like docking to my whole computer if I had meetings coming up and I needed my laptop for them, but when stuff that I was doing required me to have two monitors. Some of my financial reporting things that I did when I was a property manager all needed and were easier to do on double monitors. So I got this, it was helpful, I used it several times. However, now that I'm unemployed, I was gonna do some job searching in my bedroom because I have a window air conditioner in there and it is very hot out in California. I'm wearing a hoodie, but I'm inside an air conditioning, and this is not my house, but at my house I have just a window air conditioner. And so I was gonna set up my MacBook Pro with my 12.9 iPad using the Ten-1-Design clip so that I could have dual monitors and work on my job search. Clipped it onto my MacBook first before I attached it to anything else. It cracked my screen. My MacBook now is pretty unusable on its own. What's unfortunate for me now is that I have a MacBook Pro with the touch bar, and I can't even use it anymore. My screen is always either blank. If it does turn on, then the best I get out of it now is that there's a line going right across there and everything below I can't see, and maybe the top will be okay. So like if I need to log in, if there's an issue with trying to dock it, but otherwise I can't use my laptop as a laptop anymore. It is solely just a desktop computer, which is terrible. I bought it to be a laptop and now I can't use it as one because this device cracked the screen here in the corner and ruined it all the way across. And now I'm stuck with a computer that I can't use as a laptop when I'm trying to job search. So it means I'm stuck at home doing that, and my computer setup, my desk setup is in the living room where there isn't air conditioning. So in order to use my MacBook Pro, in order to do any sort of job searching, I have to use it here at my boyfriend's house. I have to get my dock with me and use his monitor and plug in so that I can set this up as a desktop here in the air conditioning where it's not incredibly hot like it is at my house when it's 100 and some odd degrees outside. It's just a really big bummer, right? I love this computer and it's ruined now. To replace the screen, I did a little bit of research online, and to replace the screen and have Apple do it would cost me about $700. And even then, if I was gonna do it myself, which I have replaced the top part of the case of a MacBook Air before when I spilled water on it and it was past warranty and out of Apple Care because it was a few years old, and that went well. Even just replacing this monitor is gonna be at least $350 just for the replacement monitor to go on my MacBook, which is not something that I can afford right now because I'm unemployed, as I stated earlier. So now I have a computer that I can't completely use all the functionality of it, And I'm just kind of hosed at the point because I really want to be able to use this computer as a computer, and I can't use it as a laptop. I can't travel with it without having to take a whole bunch of stuff with me in order to be able to connect it to use it. Unfortunately, that's also how I'm editing my videos. I use my iPad to edit some on LumaFusion, and I use my MacBook Pro to edit some in Final Cut Pro. And now the only way I can edit on my MacBook is if I have it docked and I have a keyboard and a mouse and a separate monitor, because it's basically just a Mac Mini. What sucks is that Ten-1-Design's ads always keep popping up in my Facebook feed. And people always are commenting, oh, I'm gonna get this, and tagging other people, hey, this looks like a good idea, should I get this? And if they're gonna keep showing up in my ad feed, then I'm gonna keep commenting and saying, be careful, I got this, and now I can't even use my MacBook the way it's supposed to be used anymore because this device cracked my screen. And as long as it keeps showing up in my Facebook feed and I keep seeing people interested in buying it, I'm gonna keep warning people. As much as this would be such a cool design, you should never clip something to the side of your monitor like that. It's not good for your MacBook. You know, this thing seemed like it was gonna be a great little addition to my tech bag that I carry with me all the time. I thought maybe this would be something that's very helpful for me in my work, but unfortunately it turned out that this thing just destroyed my computer. It still functions. I'm still super happy and incredibly happy that I can still use my MacBook, at least like a desktop, but I'm incredibly bummed because when I had my job, I actually was using my MacBook Pro as my primary computer at work as well. And so I would take it with me and I would use it at work, I would dock it in work, and sometimes I would use it just as a laptop when I was at work. And now I don't even have the option of doing that. I guess I can wait until the Apple Silicon MacBook Pros come out, which hopefully will be at the end of this year, and hopefully I'll have a job again so that I can save up some money and buy one to replace this one and then just kind of use this as my desktop. I wish I didn't have to do that because this computer is a 2018 MacBook Pro. It's not that old. And in the past, all of my Macs have lasted me like 5 or 6 years or longer. And I really was hoping to buy this computer and have this one last me for several years and not it be 2 years later and have to get a new one. And that's not Apple's fault. It's Ten-1-Design's fault. This thing, at its core, should not be used. No matter what, when you are clipping something to your monitor on a MacBook, you are putting your computer in danger because this thing is not something that you are supposed to attach to your computer. When you are clamping something onto your monitor, you put the risk of cracking it, like what happened to mine. And now, unfortunately, I have a computer that doesn't function the way that it's supposed to. So I just wanted to put this warning out there for everybody. If you are looking at or thinking about buying the Ten-1-Design clip for your computer, for your MacBook, don't do it. It will be a bad choice for you, and honestly, you are really risking ruining your computer. And especially if it's a work computer and you don't personally own it, do not risk it. I can't state that strongly enough. Do not risk your very expensive computer in order to try and use this device. If you have like a $200 computer and you want to give this a go ahead and give it a go. 200 bucks is nothing to waste, but this is a $1,200 computer and the repair is almost not worth it to pay Apple to fix it. And I could maybe fix it myself, but it's never gonna really truly function the way it would have normally when I repair it myself. And honestly, that's probably the route that I'll have to go because I want to use this and I want this to function in a way that I can use it in the future, and the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I fix this computer at some point when I have the money to be able to replace the monitor. So if you're thinking about the Ten-1-Design clip for your computer, do not do it. You will regret it if you do it. It may not happen at the first time that you use it, like with mine. I used it several different times. But at some point, you are probably going to break your computer. So I can't advocate that strongly enough. Do not purchase this.